Welcome to First Look Gnomes.
Your go-to podcast for dads doing silly things.
Join us as we dive into the whimsical world of the Gno-it-all Gnome.
Share tips for dads.
Explore thirsty firsts.
And of course, the dad jokes and the bad jokes.
But most importantly, we're here to share our first looks.
Don't forget to send in your feedback to our fish pond of feedback.
And share your thoughts, questions and own first looks with us at firstlookgnomes@outlook.com.
Episode 10 ever. We're meant to pod together. I'll be there. The episode is near. And that's the deal, Hodgkiss dear. Lucky that my lips not only mumble, they spill kisses like a mountain. Lucky that my breasts are small and humble, so don't confuse them with mountains. 10 ever. We're meant to pod together. I'll be there. You'll be near. Episode 10. Bye, dear.
Hey!
Oh, dearie me.
10 ever. We'll be together. Idiot. Before we start recording that, I tried to guess. He told us in the last episode how he gets to his songs. And I was like, okay, so he Googles the number, then he Googles songs, etc. And we're like, what could it be? No, in a million years, I would never have come to the conclusion that you were going to mix Shakira with episode 10. But you know what? The world is a better place that you did. Bravo,
thank you.
Bravo.
Welcome back for another exciting episode 10 of season 3.
Season 3?
We're still going.
10.
We're still going.
There must be better things that you, me, our listeners could all be doing with this time.
Must be. I know one thing that I should be doing, and it won't go away, Mr. Hodgkiss. It won't go away. It's the 31st.
The 31st. Hey. Now, in the last episode, listeners, you'll remember Cornish Dan could not open his beer.
I hope it's not a fizzy one.
He's now knocking the beers over.
I hope it's not a fizzy one, because that just fell down. I hope I don't need to stab it with a
with a pen. Let's see.
We got Vocation breweries. I've had some Vocation breweries before. They're usually quite
chocolate
nice.
stout. See now,
Sweet Temptation, Naughty and Nice, chocolate stout, 6.6% alcohol. It's a nice brown can with some artwork of lips, biting lips. That's good. Bold and beautiful beer for the many. Smooth, caramel, sweet. Chocolatey.
See, I'm going to contradict myself. In the last episode, I said I don't really like sweetness and beer, but when it comes to coffee and chocolate and vanilla and stout and caramel and stout, that does go well together.
And I've had a stout already, so it's not like I'm
expecting big things here. I'm expecting this to be a good 9 out of 10. Yeah, I am. It's a
classic velvety chocolate stout meets luscious caramel in a harmonious swirl of sweetness.
Oh, lovely.
That oozes decadence. A rich roasted malt base layered with sweet, sticky caramel and silky chocolate. A sweet temptation that is impossible to resist.
Well, get it open if you can and enjoy it.
Please pour carefully.
Open carefully, Williams. Good sound.
Well, it needs to be.
It's made it past the opening, which is better than last time.
Oh, it's thick like treacle. A lot thicker than the last one. Black as tar, that is. Black as tar. It makes you wonder if it's good to put in your body, doesn't it, really? But
probably not. But...
Cheers.
Cheers, Wals.
Cheers.
Enjoy.
To episode 10.
I bet it smells delicious. Oh, he likes that one. I said I was expecting big things.
Lovely. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Question, though. Better than the marshmallow one?
Yes. This is
that was
thicker.
8.7.
This is thicker than marshmallow. The marshmallow one was like a thinner. Seems a bit like a bit. It was a stout, but it was more watered down. Whereas this is, like I said, it's more like treacle. It's a nice thick stout. Lovely.
So answer me this: the last one was 8.7 out of 10.
This is.
Have we got our first 10 out of 10?
8.9.
Oh, that's not that much better.
9.
It's got to be at least a 9.
It's a 9. It's a
surely.
9. It's a 9. Very good.
9.
Very good. Please refer to our website for a full list of our 31st recommendations.
Yeah. So, stop you there. The website
awkward.
is still not finished.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
That's awkward.
I've been building other people's websites,
That is awkward.
but they pay me.
If you want to see a website, listeners, please share, review 5-star,
Just sponsor us. Just give us some money.
or to sponsor us.
Yeah, just throw some cash at us. We'll build a website.
We've got our beer. I've got my beer. You've got your rum, I think, Mr. Hodgkiss.
Well, I've gone off the rum and I'm now on the Guinness Zero. I'm on the
Guinness
alcohol-free
Zero. There we
stuff
go.
now, yeah.
So let's take our Guinness Zero. Let's take our naughty and nice chocolate stout.
Okay.
To the fish one. I'll be back. Whilst I spit everywhere. Sorry.
Fish pond of feedback.
The fish pond of feedback.
Fish pond of feedback.
When you had a beer, saying fish pond of feedback is quite a mouthful.
Well, it is for you.
Miss Hodgkiss, we are going to need a bigger boat.
Oh dear.
We're going to need a bigger boat. The fish pond is massive.
Oh, we've got lots of feedback this week.
It is massive this week. So keep your rod away, I think. We'll just we'll check the boat out.
Okay.
So, first off, our friends, we've had our first look been sent in. So probably best to share this to you on your WhatsApp, shall we? Let's share it on WhatsApp.
Let me get my phone.
So our good friends at Mini Mess Makers have sent in a first look. So their first look, so I just sent you a picture, I believe. Have I? I haven't. Yes, I have.
It's not come through yet.
I've just sent you.
Here we go.
Yeah, so they've had a first look, and their first look is a book.
Oh,
That's come through. So it's a book called The Curator by M.W. Craven. And perhaps you can read out a first page of the book. Perhaps, Joshkis. I'll send you...
I don't have the book, Williams.
What do you mean you have the book?
The Curator. How can I read the first page of it?
Oh, sorry. I've just sent you a page of it. There you go.
Oh, here we go. There you go. You got to click. Ladies and gentlemen, two old men. We we sometimes forget to click send because we've drank too much bloody vanilla custard stout.
Sorry. So anyway. Christmas Eve. Start from the top.
Okay. Excuse me. So just to reiterate, this is The Curator by M.W. Craven, shared with us by Leanne from Mini Mess Makers.
First names now do Audible books. Here we go.
Chapter 1. Christmas Eve. It was the night before Christmas, and all wasn't well. It had started like it always did. Someone asking, "Are we doing Secret Santa this year?" And someone else replying, "I hope not," both making a pact to avoid mentioning it to the office manager, both secretly planning to mention it as soon as possible.
You've got a good voice for Audible. We should do
there
these.
We go then.
Carry on, sorry.
And before anyone could protest, the decision had been made and the office was doing it again. The 15th year in a row. Same rules as last year's. £5 limit. Anonymous gifts. Nothing rude or offensive. Gifts that no one wanted. A total waste of everyone's time. At least that's what Craig Hodgkiss thought. Brilliant.
You're in a book.
What the heck?
You're in a book.
That's unbelievable. Like,
how amazing is that?
So That is amazing. But
That's
I have never met
actual book.
anybody. I've never read my surname. Still get what? What's that surname? What's that surname?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
to find not only my surname but also my actual first name. And I love Secret Santa, so it's definitely not me. And that Craig Hodgkins thought he hated Secret Santa. I love Secret Santa. Well, that's a turn
Are you
up
trying to
for the
clarify this is not you?
It's not really me. It's just somebody who shares my name.
Hmm.
That's awesome, though. Leanne, what a find!
How amazing is that? And
here was I thinking we were just being very cultured and doing a book review.
yeah,
It's a book review with the name of one of our podcasters.
yeah, yourself.
Amazing.
Yeah. I asked her, what was happened here? What is this? And her description of the book was, he got her sexy knickers for Christmas, but she was happily married. Her husband threatened him, and he wet himself.
Okay. Just to clarify, I don't think I've ever bought Leanne sexy knickers for Christmas, and if her husband was to threaten me, I would wet myself. So it's half true, it's half there.
Oh dear! But that brought me a lot of joy. That did. So
me
thank
too.
you. Thank you very much. Another listener wrote in and said, I can't remember which episode this is referring to, but the spider chat had me crying with laughter while walking down the road with a sleeping baby. That's referring to the Lemon Tree episode, I presume.
Ah, yes.
Yes. New listeners. Shout out to some new listeners. I'll go through them quickly because there's quite a few of them, actually. We've got new listeners from Leeds, Islington, Valencia, Hanoi, Vientiane, Taipei, Pleiku-Guillet Province, Sydney, New South Wales, Chilliwack, British Columbia, Dornburn.
Say it again, sorry?
Dornburn in Vornalberg, Badajoz, Paris, oui Paris in la France.
Ah, oui.
Riga.
My goodness,
Riga, yeah. Ho Chi Minh City. Bratislava. And Kofu.
That's a good list of new listeners.
It blows my mind.
Mine too.
Had another email. It's got an email through to the Fishbone feedback.
You got mail.
I've recently started walking to work a couple of times a week, and you guys are keeping me entertained on the way. Just wanted to point out that not only is Thirsty First still a feature of your podcast, it seems to be the longest section, or certainly feels that way. How one person can pour a beer and talk about it for so long, I will never know. It's a skill. Positive feedback. So that implies that the first bit is negative feedback. But
well,
anyways.
we have contemplated a few of our features and thought, should we drop them? Thirsty First Look Gnome, not First Look Gnome, Wise Old Gnome.
They're on the to be decided section.
Should be decided, yes. We may need to replace them. If the feedback comes in that we want to get rid of the Know-it-all Gnome and the Thirsty Thirsts, Season 4 may sound slightly different. For the better, probably.
Anyways, positive feedback. The opening song, I Hate You Right Now, was legendary, and I chortled my way out of my front door. Keep doing what you're doing, gents.
It was excellent.
Big news, which I guess big news in the fish pond. Hold on to the side of your boat.
Oof.
Hold on, the waves are going to get choppy.
Okay, someone's not liking what we do.
This isn't an email. This is Apple Podcasts themselves. Your podcast, First Look Gnomes, has good performance in Apple Podcast rankings the last 30 days. position 6 in the category comedy.
Very good. Number 6 in comedy podcast.
Fact. Oh, sorry. I forgot some important information there. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. In Laos, the People's Democratic Republic. So.
Where's that then?
I thought my geography was pretty good, but it's also known as. I was like, I don't know what that is. It's also known as Laos, which is a country between Vietnam, Cambodia.
You mean Laos?
And Thailand. Laos, right? Yes.
Yeah, Laos. Yeah. Laos. Brilliant.
Sorry, it's offended our most popular country, but yeah, we're and in
number 6 in Laos, amazing.
In Laos, People's Democratic Republic, we're 124 in all podcasts.
That's unbelievable.
Well, we were. I don't know, but
we said, didn't we? We talked about this in episode 8 when we said we're going to be like 911, not necessarily massive in the United Kingdom, but in Asia. They might just be like, this is great content.
Wow, when you say Asia, that's quite a big area. If you condense it to a small period of time in Laos,
but also Laos, and we're also in Vietnam. Remember now?
Yes.
So it's just a matter of time before we're
not number 6 in Vietnam, though.
Can you imagine if we break China? I mean, that's a big market, Wales.
But it's a big market.
That's a big market.
But I don't think we're. So that's that was a hefty fish pond of feedback. I think longer than the 31st Tams. So.
Oh dear. Very good. Very good.
First look, Mr. Hushkis.
Okay, I have one big one, and then if we have time, I have a little one. So, again, if anyone who listened to last week's podcast, episode 9, we realised that I am so rock and roll it hurts. I mean, some of the stuff I get up to these days, and I've done something else insanely cool and badass. And I mean, it's no surprise, Williams, knowing the kind of man I am. But this week we went to. Are you ready for this?
No, I don't know if I am.
I took Braden to his first WWE live event.
What do you mean?
I took Braden to see the WWE wrestling.
In America?
No, over here. They came to Belfast.
Did they?
We had WWE live on the Road to WrestleMania tour.
Nice.
So we saw such superstars as CM
Stone Cold. Who?
CM Punk.
Don't know.
And the Ring General Gunther. Main event, Jey Uso. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa in a steel cage match.
I know that one, Cody Rhodes.
Finn Balor. Sheamus. Charlotte Flair.
That's cool.
And lots of other ones. So, so last weekend, we went to see the WWE Road to WrestleMania tour at the SSE Arena in Belfast.
Nice.
11,000 people all cheering for Men in Pants. It was a lot of fun.
And women in pants, people. And women in pants.
There were women in pants as well. Yeah. There were, and it was a lot of fun. So I have been a wrestling fan since I was a wee kid. And it was good to take Brain to see an event. So I think I may have talked about this on a podcast before, but I've taken Brain to some of the local wrestling events here. Like there's a company called Titanic Wrestling, and this was the first time he'd been to see the big boys, the WWE. And he's not massively into it. So I was like, well, do you want to go? Because I've got a couple of friends who were going. So I was like, I could go with the blokes and pretend to be 12. But I was like, no, I want to take Braden. So I said, I'll go with Braden and see what he thinks of it. And if he hates it, I'm not going to, like, oh, you must like wrestling. But he loved it. He did. He had a really good time. Nice. And he enjoyed it, and he got himself some merch. So he was more excited about the merch than anything else. He got himself a belt. and he was all happy. He was very disappointed because John Cena wasn't there. He wanted to see John Cena. And John Cena was in Glasgow on the Monday, but he wasn't in Belfast on the Saturday. Oh. So like, boo.
Was it meant to be?
So, no, he wasn't scheduled. Like they tell you who's scheduled to come. So when they sell the tickets, they say we guarantee you're going to see these people.
But sometimes a little surprise.
And sometimes you have a little surprise. We were hoping, because John Cena was over in Glasgow on the Monday, we thought, would he come and get generate a massive pop from the fans? But he didn't. But Cody Rhodes was fantastic, and the whole show was really good. So I think in the last podcast I talked about going to see Snow Patrol. And I was a bit disappointed because they only played for like an hour and 10, an hour and 20 minutes. The wrestling, though, they were on for like 3 hours. It was match after match after match, and it was just like a really
good value then.
It felt like good value, yeah. It felt like a proper good night out. And a lot of people aren't into wrestling, but again, it's pure pantomime. Like Brain has no doubt it's fake. Like we say, no, this is.
Yeah.
I've talked to Brain a lot because he has Brain. We've talked about my son a bit. He likes to bounce. He likes to swing. He likes to be thrown around. So, but because he's a boy, he doesn't really want to do gymnastics. He's like, I don't want the gymnastics, Dad. It's for girls. So I keep trying to say to him, look, the wrestlers are just gymnasts. Like they're in really good shape. They're bouncing around. They're doing somersaults. I said they're just gymnasts who are also like acting. And he loves drama. He loves to pretend to be someone else. So like imagine if you do gymnastics and drama, you're effectively just a wrestler. And I think hopefully that can get him into get over that kind of stereotype. I don't want to do. And we found a company in Belfast who do gymnastics, but they do a boys only class as well. So I'm like, I think he would really enjoy doing that.
Yeah, I think he would.
Doing the tumbling and springing around and so we went to see the WWE, and I'm trying to use it as a catalyst to try and get Brain to do some gymnastics. So we will see what happens.
Yeah.
But good show, WWE. Good show.
Who won?
Yeah, Cody Rhodes beat Solo Sikoa in the cage match, and Gunther versus CM Punk ended up in a double count out. So nobody won that one. And it was just good fun.
Was the merchandise as expensive as the Disney episode?
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The merch was stupidly priced. Yeah. But, you can't take your kid to the wrestling and not get him a belt, can you? So,
nice.
Yeah. It's sitting proudly on his bedside table at the minute. Let's have a look at your first look, Miles.
So my first look is probably geekier than yours, Miss Hodgkiss.
That's going to be hard to beat when you talk about wrestling.
Oh, I don't know about that. So we've had a first look, and I know it's not your favourite topic, Miss Hodgkiss, but I've grown into it over the last few years, especially since I met the wife, and I've got a first look at the new Formula One season.
Oh! Hey.
Early days. It's possibly going to be the most exciting. See, there's not an outright winner. So the last few years, Max Verstappen. Then there was a bit of a Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, but before that, it was Lewis Hamilton.
Just Lewis Hamilton, wasn't it?
Whereas this year, arguably, it could be between two, but I think it's between 4 or 5 drivers this season.
Okay.
I've done a little prediction to bore everyone of where I think everyone's going to.
Well, before you do that, Williams. So, you were never how have you got into Formula One? Because
no, I've kind of been in Formula One. So I used to enjoy it back in the day with Eddie Irvine.
Irvine was born in 1965 in Newtonards, County Down in Northern Ireland, who competed under the British flag in Formula One from 1993 to 2002. Irvine was runner-up in the Formula One World Drivers' Championship in 1999 with Ferrari and won 4 Grand Prix across 10 seasons. His most successful season was in 1999 when he took 4 victories and finished second in the World Championship, 2 points behind driver Mika Häkkinen. He moved to Jaguar Racing in 2000, scoring the team's first podium in 2001 and his final podium in 2002.
Bit of a maverick, sort of mystical.
But like yourself.
British Jaguar Racing Green, like myself, very similar. My team, apart from Jaguar, was Williams.
Hey,
Williams Racing. Oh, that's my name.
David
Hey.
Hill.
So I thought, family business. That's my racing team. But then, I kind of lost it because, Schumacher won.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then met the lovely wife. She enjoyed Formula One, so sort of started watching it again, and but actually started watching not just the person in front. So actually learning more about the battles in the midfield, and Williams were falling back, and actually for a period they were way back. You'd have your sort of your Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, and then 20 seconds later, Williams. they got quite bad, but so I started watching the battles in the midfield, and it gets a lot more exciting when you're actually watching the separate little battles rather than watching who's in the lead. Oh, Schumacher's still in front. Oh, Hamilton's still in front. Oh, Verstappen's still in front, and actually watching the battles.
Yeah.
And luckily I got back into it in a way just before the Netflix series kicked off, because there's very much you're a Netflix supporter, because a lot of people got into it since the Netflix. But I'm kind of before Netflix, but that's sort of kicked it off. And then also good old football, your fantasy teams. Set up a little Formula One fantasy team with sort of the wife and the stepdad, and that makes it quite exciting, sort of cheering on your particular drivers. So new season. Would you like to hear my little predictions for the year?
I absolutely. I mean, they won't be as good as my predictions. But
what's your predictions?
Speed. I predict speed and victories.
Right.
I predict lots and lots of victories for the people who drive the cars, Williams.
Very good. Very good.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
So my predictions. So you've got 20 drivers. So my prediction is in 21st place is going to be Gabriel Bortoleto.
You're not going to go all the way from 21 to 1, are you?
Yes, I am.
Oh, Williams, this will be longer than the Thirsty Firsts. You're not really going to do 21 to 1.
I am. 20, okay. Jack Doohan. 19, Isaac Hajar. 18 is going to be Franco Colapinto, who's not actually driving yet, but he's going to be joining the season.
Hang on, before you continue, I'm going to ask the listeners, how many laps of the Monaco Grand Prix do you think could be completed by the time Williams gets from 21 to number 1?
Driving around the Monaco Grand Prix circuit in an F1 car typically takes just over a minute during a race. Lap times vary depending on the driver, car, and track conditions. The recent pole positions in Monaco have seen lap times around 1 minute 10 seconds to 1 minute 12 seconds during qualifying. The track is famously narrow and winding, making it one of the most challenging circuits in Formula One.
I'm going to say 4.
17, Pierre Gasly. 16, Lance Stroll. 15, Liam Lawson. 14, Fernando Alonso. What a legend Fernando Alonso is. He's older than
Alonso?
us. He's still going.
Is he got to be like 60, hasn't he?
44, something like that.
Bloody hell, fair play.
He's still going, but he just doesn't have the car. Nico Hulkenberg, Esteban Ocon, Ollie Behrman, Carlos Sainz, who's joined Williams. He's going to be up there.
I've got his hat.
Have you? What do you mean you got his hat?
I went to I went to Barcelona.
You got his hat? What do you mean you got his hat?
I bought like a cap with his name on it.
Oh, right, I haven't actually got his hat.
Not his actual hat, no.
Right, I was going to say.
And it was too hot. I needed a cap, and I was like, "That's the cheapest one. I'll buy that one." I love cars, mate.
Ninth, Alex Albon Williams. So for Williams, this is really good. So for Williams Racing.
Oh, so Williams is still there?
Yeah.
I thought like Williams were like Damon Hill era, like in the mid-90s.
Yeah,
so
but they're back. Williams Racing are back. So they've just signed Carlos Sainz. He came from Ferrari, which is a big surprise because Carlos Sainz is, he's a decent driver.
Yeah.
But he's back. Yuki Tsunoda.
Oh, Yuki Tsunoda. Love me.
Shut up! So he's quite famous for just shouting and swearing.
Shut up.
He just shouts at his engineers and things on the team's radio. Yuki Tsunoda, Japanese guy. He's controversial, but he's going to be up there. Charles Leclerc.
It could be one of our podcast listeners, so be careful.
It could be. Let's get him in.
Let's try.
Kimi Antonelli. He's a new kid, 18-year-old, just joined Mercedes. One of the future. He is. George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, he's going to be up there. I was one
Ferrari
of the rare.
Now, isn't he?
He is Ferrari now. I'm quite a fickle supporter of Formula One. I was one of so when everyone was cheering on Lewis Hamilton for the 8th championship, I was cheering on Max Verstappen.
Okay.
Because I prefer an underdog. But now Max is the champion for 4 seasons. I'm now, not that Lewis Hamilton's an underdog, but I like a story, and I like someone that's over the age of 40 actually going to win something. So Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, they're my favourites at the moment because they're the 40 plus. Go on. Lando Norris, I reckon, is going to be number 2, and I actually think Oscar Piastri, the young Australian, I reckon he's going to win it.
Where did you put Max Verstappen?
Third.
Gotcha. What happened the other day? Didn't somebody get dropped after like 2 races and got sent?
They did. So Red Bull, which they won the championship, not last season, but a few seasons before that, and Max Verstappen's obviously Red Bull and won basically every driver season since Hamilton used to win it. Their team has had what they call a cursed second driver seat. So basically anyone that drives with Max Verstappen, they don't look that good. So they get sacked. But Lawson, bless him, he's only had two
races,
didn't do very well, and they've just gone
cutthroat.
No, cutthroat. But they've got a junior team, so the Racing Bulls.
Okay.
And they promoted Yuki Tsunoda. Shut up! To the Red Bull team. And hopefully he should have been in the Red Bull team before Lawson, but because he's a bit controversial and swears a lot, and he's a bit, they've not put him in that team. But yeah, watch this space. So constructors, if anyone's not switched off yet, for the constructors championship, my prediction is Alpine last, Kick Sauber after that, Haas, however you pronounce it, then Racing Bulls, then Aston Martin, and then Williams in 5th, which is really, really good because they usually last. Then Red Bull, then Mercedes, then Ferrari, and then McLaren are going to win the double. You heard it here first. There you go.
Good insight, Williams.
And then a little prediction for 2026. I reckon Lewis Hamilton's going to win it, and then he's going to retire with 8 championships.
Okay. I mean, fair play to him. He's been doing it for such a long time. Because I don't like Formula One. I don't pretend I do. But for the job they have to do, like traveling around the world and stuff, and the amount of pressure they have on them driving those cars at that speed, week in, week out, like fair play to them.
I forgot. Sorry, I just remembered before we move on to the next section, because I know we've got a special guest joining us.
Yeah.
We have got. You can now. So lots of our listeners, they love the Know-it-all Gnome.
Do they?
They do. They love him. They can now
Okay.
contact him directly whenever they want. They can contact him. So, Mr. Hodgkiss, if you go to your Instagram, if you can.
Down the bottom of the garden. Okay, hang on. It's let me in, I think.
Okay.
It's let me in. Wow, here I am. Oh, got a heart.
So, listeners, obviously, please write into First at Gnomes and, ask us questions. But if you want to talk to him directly, I've provided his direct number. So if you want to speak to the Know-it-all Gnome, you just go to Instagram, and then at the top of the profile, you should see, I think, a couple of little stars with Know-it-all Gnome at the bottom of the profile.
It's taking me to a thing. Know-it-all Gnome, smarter than Google, almost faster.
There you go, listeners. Yeah, so backtrack. So if you go to Instagram, either click on the links, and there's a second link there, or there should be a section that says Know-it-all Gnome. You can now message and ask the Know-it-all Gnome directly any questions that you like.
Wow.
Isn't that nice? And he's sat there on his phone waiting to talk to you.
Oh, but so here's where I can send him a message, right? Are you coming up to join the podcast?
Bless him, he's a bit lonely these days. He's just sat on his phone, but he's sat there. So if you want to chat to him, send him a message.
Okay, so it says, "Are you coming up to join the podcast? It's your bit soon." It says, "Indeed, I am. Miss Hodgkiss just signalled me from under the bin where I reside. William's dad jokes have warmed up the audience nicely. My wisdom segment is next. Is it listeners' letters today? Yes, it is." Williams, that's amazing.
So you can talk to Know-it-all Gnome directly.
He says, "Delightful. I shall dispense wisdom upon the troubles of Leanne from Weybridge, whose letter Mr. Hodgkiss just read aloud. Should I start with her to lay remedy or introduce myself first? Just get up here. Just get up here. There we go. Hilarious.
Oh dear.
Very good, Williams. Very good.
So you can now talk to the Know-it-all Gnome directly.
Well, he's coming up, Williams. So if he's coming up, do you want me to bugger off so we can take my seat?
Sure. I mean, it's only little, but if you've only got one seat, I suppose.
Well, it gives me an excuse to go get another Guinness Zero, doesn't it? So
sure.
Okay. Well, I'll be back in a bit. He's coming now. He said he's
all right.
Coming up. So
okay.
Hello.
Hey, it's the Know-it-all Gnome.
Hello, Daniel.
Hello, how you doing? We were just telling the audience in a long-winded way that they can now contact you directly.
Yes, the wonders of technology. It's great that they can reach out and talk to me at any time, and it helps me with my loneliness.
Yes. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm better now that I've got random people able to contact me. The amount of people looking for my wisdom is quite phenomenal. I thought we had a small audience, but apparently we have listeners out in Laos, and we're quite popular there.
In Laos, yes. Laos.
In Laos. It's not called Laos, Daniel. It's called Laos.
I'm still not entirely sure where it is, but...
You should use your internet technology and do a Google map search. Maybe you'll learn something.
I will. So, have you had any letters or any emails?
We have. So, well, I'll jump straight in then, Daniel. This week,
please.
We've had a letter from Janet.
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 I think she wrote in last time.
It could well be the same lady.
I'm not quite sure. Janet. Okay, yeah.
Well, Janet has written in, and she's rather stressed out with her partner Matthew. Janet says, "We are now into spring, and I've been watching Stacey Dooley's Sort Your Life Out.
Oh.
It has got me inspired to declutter our home and spring clean. However, and this is where she gets a bit rude, my partner is a bit of a pig and a terrible hoarder who won't throw anything out. Literally know-it-all. He won't throw anything out. Literally know-it-all gnome. Hoarder. Literally know-it-all gnome. We've got mini discs, boxes of cables, books that have never been read, and all kinds of old clobber that just needs thrown out. She says she's at her wit's end, and she asks Gno-it-all Gnome, what would you do in this situation?
What would you do in this situation?
Well, Janet, I see you've got yourself a good old-fashioned domestic standoff. Clutter versus cleanliness. Hoarding versus harmony. And from the sound of it, Matthew's collection would give a charity shop a run for its money. I had a similar situation in the early 90s. As a young gnome, I'd amassed quite the magazine collection.
A young gnome in the early 90s? I thought you would have been
I was a young gnome.
Old.
Yes, I was at my peak. And I'd amassed quite the magazine collection. Over 350 copies of Between the Toadstools, featuring lots of lovely lady gnomes in various stages of undress. Mrs. Gnome said they had to go, but I found it very, very hard to throw them out. But I knew it had to be done for the purposes of domestic bliss. I tried all kinds of arguments about how they'd be worth good money in the future, but to no avail, and the mags had to go. So here's what I would do if I was you, Janet. Firstly, remind him reasonably that you have to share the home. If he is taking up much more of a story...
Sorry.
Did the thirsty thirst come up to say hello then? If he's taking up much more of the storage at the home than you, then it's time for him to ship some out before anything else comes in. If reason won't work, then you can try stealth. Collect up the things you know he won't miss and put them in a box. Put the box in the loft or the garage and date it. If it gets out of the way, it gets it out of the way, but also, if in 3 years' time the box has been left untouched, you can discard it without much worry. If that still doesn't work, you may need to write to the BBC and beg Stacey to come round for a proper intervention. From what I've seen of that show, it's a lot easier to shame someone into throwing out an old minidisc when they know the whole nation is watching them and harshly judging them. Ah, the joys of TV, the great equaliser. I wish you good luck in your quest, Janet. And yes, dear listeners, I can confirm what you're all thinking. I did sneakily keep one of the Between the Toadstool magazines, purely for nostalgic reasons. And that's all I have.
What was the what edition of the magazine did you have?
No, it was just vintage year.
Vintage
yes, year. It was. I had a good collection. There was Play Gnome, Between the Toadstools, Razzle.
Oh dear!
But Mrs. Gnome did not approve.
No. The wife and I, well, the wife herself, she likes a bit of Stacey Solomon on that show, and actually we watched it together the other night. Actually,
I wondered what you were going to say there, Daniel.
But
do you like Between the Toadstools, Daniel?
It's interesting actually how much I actually do the donate option as opposed to the sell option.
You never answered my question, Daniel.
I don't know what Between the Toadstool means.
You can probably work it out.
No.
You're a smart man.
No, is it like putting something where there's not mushroom? Oh dear, no. Oh dear. Yes.
I did warn you. I said it's maybe a bit close to the knuckle for a podcast, but you can clean it up, can't you?
Is this Mr. Todger's back?
Oh, sorry, yes, this is the Todger's back.
Where did he go? Is he just ran off? That no, he's
ran off. He's run off with his dirty mucky magazines.
He's getting worse and worse, isn't he? But
I think
he's gone back to his phone to message back. So if you've got any questions, message him or email in to firstletgnomes@outlook.com. Oh dear. He's gone. Dear. He's actually gone. So I've not.
He's away. He's gone. He's run
away. So no follow-up questions there.
Have you got some follow-up questions?
No.
Okay. Probably dear. For the best.
Apart from, please write in to firstletgnomes@outlook.com do we keep the Gno-it-all Gnome? Do we keep the firsts? Do we keep the episodes?
Do we keep going, Williams? Do we just end it now? Put everyone out of the misery.
Please write in if you're still listening. Shall we finish on a bad joke? Have you got anything more? Have you got another first look? Have you got?
No, I think judging by the length of the recording here, I think we can end it there on a bad joke. That would be good.
We'll end it on a bad joke. A little update, Misogynist. We're redoing our bathroom.
Oh, very nice.
I'm going for a certain theme, and we've just bought ABBA toilet. What a loo!
As soon as you said that, I was like, I know what's coming here.
See you next time, listeners, for episode 11.
But will they? Will they see us next time?
3. What? No, they hear us.
Yes, but we may also be cancelled by then.
We'll be cancelled. We may need a end of season review at some point.
Yes.
To refresh. And
we may need to change some of the features.
Yes.
Although you never know. We may hate them. Other people might love them.
No. Are we having a good time? We're having a nice time.
I don't. I'm starting to consider. Yeah.
Well,
I'm having a good time with you. The Gno-it-all Gnome sometimes makes my toes curl a little bit.
The Gno-it-all Gnome might need to be put out to pasture.
I think he might. I think he's just lost his way a little bit.
Right in to save the Gno-it-all Gnome.
I think.
Or not.
I think some of his was. Yeah. We'll do a poll. We'll do a straw poll.
We'll do a poll.
Keep, or do we put him in a home?
We will do a poll.
Do a poll.
Find out in a couple of weeks, listeners.
Well, he's not on the next episode, which is good. No. He's not scheduled to be on the next episode, so he's got a couple of weeks.
He's got
to get
a
some
little
poll answers in.
Lovely.
And Williams, edit out the naughty bit so it's not too uncomfortable for listeners, would you?
Or yourself.
Or myself.
See you, or hear you, or listen to you in 2 weeks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Lovely. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.